Welcome to Body Efficiency Training, and in this video we're going to be doing a 15-minute relaxing mind-body energy flow workout. So this is designed to just get us moving, get the blood flowing, get the energy flowing and get us motivated. So this is very good to just help us get going. It's so easy to start, there's no effort required. All you've got to do is stand up here and just start twisting left and right. And as you twist left and right, you're just starting to feel the spinal alignment. So this is all we're trying to do, get the spine into a better position. And if you can do that, everything starts getting easier. This is the principle of this body efficiency training. We're just trying to find the most efficient ways of using our body, how to get more energy with less effort. And now just doing a little bit further, you're taking your weight a bit further to each hip and letting the other hip rotate onto the ball of the foot or the tippy toes, but keeping the arms relaxed, the shoulders up and back, trying to feel a nice S-curve in the spine, a nice vertical spine, and feeling a stretch through the spine and a rotation through the spine and the hips as you're moving left and right. And now you just open it a bit more to the shoulders in a nice big circle. So you're letting your weight shift left and right, nice and loose, nice and easy, nice and tall. So you're thinking of yourself as a dancer, but it's easy, it's relaxed, it's open, it's stretching, and just breathe naturally, easily and deeply. So again, no effort, minimal effort, just trying to feel inside your body and trying to feel yourself a bit taller and a bit lighter. If you get the alignment right, if you get your posture right, you'll feel your weight reduces because there's less work for your body to do. And now just start with shoulder rolling, lift the shoulders up and back, and again a little bit of movement in the neck, but you're really trying to open the rib cage. You're moving the rib cage as well as the shoulders, and again feeling the arch in the spine. And now we just start swinging our arms forward and backwards like we're cross-country skiing, and there's a little bounce in the hips, but you're just trying to feel no effort in the knees, it's all in the hips. Keep the belly pulled in and just levering forward and backwards from the hips itself, and this lever helps the arms to swing. So your shoulders are up and back, you're still feeling a backward arch in the spine, but the elbows and wrists nice and loose, and let the weight move to the ball of the feet, but no pressure on the knee. And a little bit of marching on the spot here, but this is a sort of primal march. You bend the other knee as you lift the other knee up, and you're trying to project your hips backwards. You pull the belly in and project your hips back, and you use this backward projection of the hips to help lift the leg up. So it's not so much the front of the leg, but the back of the hip is helping to lift the leg up. And then just shake out the feet and shake out the hands. You just loosen up right to the extremities, and so you're feeling your whole body now. You're starting to get some body awareness. And now stand up nice and tall and just feel yourself, feel your spine right down to your feet, right down to your fingers. And now lift up your hands behind your head, lift up the shoulders and the rib cage, lift up the shoulders, elbows, pull the elbows back and rise to the ball of the feet. You clench your glutes, lock out the legs straight, pull the belly in, pull the obliques in and rise up to the ball of the feet. So you're stretching up and arching a bit back, but you've got to pull the belly in tight so you don't arch too far back. You're holding a dynamic tension in your body. You're stretching the spine by holding it from the front and the back. You squeeze the glutes to drive them forward, but you're not tucking them under. You're locking the knees tight, so you're also pushing the knees down. So you keep the arch in the lumbar spine. The pelvis has got a slight tilt backwards. Lift up the rib cage so the sternum tilts up, and even your head, your neck is doing a little bit of work. Rest your head and push your head a little bit back against your hands. And now drop your hands down and try and keep that structure, keep that posture, and bring your hands to the waist. And now we're levering forward. So this is the hip joint itself. Keep the spine where it is and just lever at the hips. As you go forward, you squeeze the glutes, rise to the ball of the feet. As you go back, you rock to the heels and project your hips backwards. So backwards stretch of the hips, squeeze the glutes, rise up, arch back. Always keep the belly pulled in so your weight goes back onto the heels as you go back. Squeeze the glutes, rise up. Legs locked straight, shoulders are still up and back, rib cage open, pull the belly in tight. You're trying to isolate the movement in the hip joint itself. You're controlling the hips. You feel the hip bone move in the pelvis. Feel the backward projection as the hips go back, and then push the hips forward to rise up again. So you're learning how to lever, control from the glutes and the psoas muscle. The psoas muscle is the one that will pull you forward. And then a big stretch in, arms down, and again, always trying to work on the posture. And now we're sinking down to the half squat. So first drop the knees over the toes. So feel that first. Then you lever at the hips like we just did. Then you drop the knees a little bit lower. Then you lever at the hips again. Now the trick is to try and take pressure off the knees. You're trying to feel the stretch in the ankles and the hips. This is why you do this very, very carefully. So first you just control, drop the knees over the toes, feel where it is, feel anything, and then you take the pressure off the knees by projecting the hips back, pull the belly in, still the rib cage up and back. Then you can drop the knees a little bit lower and then project the hips a little bit back. So you work between dropping the knees down and projecting the hips back, and you make sure you feel no pressure on the knees. You take it into the hips and the ankles. Also, you're going to the ball of the foot a little bit, even though your heels are down, and then to rise up, you squeeze the glutes, push the buttocks forward and rise up. So here again, drop down, feel the backward projection of the hips, rise up like we were doing before in this power stance, clench the glutes, lock out the legs, push the hips forward but still arching back. So that was the half squat to rising up. Again, control from the hips and the knees, and then loosen up again, twisting left and right, keeping that spinal alignment nice, feeling aligned from the crown of the head down to the sacrum, shoulders up and back, rib cage tilted up, hips slightly down like you're sitting on a chair, but stomach pulled in. And now we're flying like a bird. Hands float up at the sides and sink down. But you inhale as the hands rise up, feel a stretch in the spine as they rise up, and exhale, hands float down, always keeping the belly pulled in. Inhale, belly pulled in, expand the ribs at the back, lift up the shoulders, rib cage, that drags the hands up. Exhale, belly pulled in, go down. Inhale, even pull in the pelvic floor, pull in the belly, obliques tight, expand the ribs, float up. Exhale, sink down, pull in the belly, let the ribs collapse. Inhale, float up, rise up. Exhale, sink down, float down. So you're feeling a stretch in the spine, controlling from the torso. There's tension in the belly, but relaxation in the arms and the legs, or as relaxed as possible. You're trying to even out the sensation in your body. You're feeling energy flowing, which is a controlled tension and relaxation. You're feeling a stretch, and the tension is more like a stretch in the joints, and you feel the flow and like a wave through the joints, like a bird flying or a snake moving, or you're waving through water. And here again, hands up and down in front, and this is like floating in water, moving through water. Your hands float up and sink down, but you do it from the breath. Pull in the stomach, expand the ribs, lift up the shoulders, inhale, exhale, drop down. So nice straight upward spine. Inhale, drags the hands up, exhale, floats the hands down. Inhale, pull up the pelvic floor, expand the rib cage, lift up, exhale, drop down, let the ribs collapse a bit, and then you drop down even into the knees. So you inhale, you draw energy up, float up, exhale, sink down. And the next one we go higher. Inhale, you stretch your hands up, fingers pointing towards each other. Exhale, pull down, palms down. But you keep the rib cage open, shoulders up and back, elbows back, feeling a stretch in the spine, belly pulled in. So you inhale, you feel a stretch, your rib cage expands left and right. Exhale, you pull in the belly, so the belly's always tight. You're controlling the lumbar spine with the waistline. This is called the chi belt. And then you sink down, project the hips a little bit, rise up on the inhale, stretch up, lock out. Exhale, sink down, project, pull the belly in. Inhale, stretch up, pull up the pelvic floor, really stretch. Exhale, sink down, but you're still trying to keep the spinal alignment. Nice S-curve in the spine in both positions. No pressure on the knees. And then loosen up again, twisting left and right. Nice vertical spine. Feel that alignment from the crown to the sacrum. And you're just relaxing, loosen up the hands and feet, and now moving towards a gentle horse riding stance. Not too wide. You're sitting in a chair, your hips slightly open, feet pointing out, hands up behind the head. Pull up the rib cage, open the elbows, pull back, but keep the belly pulled in, keep the obliques tight, and then once you've got that nice alignment, drop the hands down so they hold your hands in front of your shoulders. Stretch open the fingers, twist the little finger towards you, shoulders up and back, feel the opening of the rib cage, look up to stretch further, but you keep the belly pulled in tight. pull in the obliques. You're sitting on a chair, so your bottom is projected slightly back, but your hips are open also at the front. So here it is from the side. You're sinking down, feel the stretch in the hips from the front, but at the same time you're not tucking the pelvis under, you're letting it project back like you're sitting on a chair. So you've got a lumbar arch, but you pull in the belly against that. Sternum tilted slightly up. You lift up the shoulders and rib cage, so you're moving your shoulders to the middle position, and from there you're expanding. And that you feel a twist in your arms by stretching open the fingers, twisting the little finger up. And this is called embracing the tree, but this is my version of doing it. So here we're working on a dynamic stretch through the body. You're trying to hold your body in a good position and stretch, and now you synchronize with the breath. Inhale, expand the ribs, and here you can see the ribs expanding left and right. As you expand the ribs on the inhale, feel the chest open, the ribs stretch further, but keep the belly pulled in tight. You're still maintaining the S curve, but stretching it. Exhale, the ribs go in again. So you're expanding from the back of the ribs more than the belly. The belly will move, but the deepest breath is in the ribs, right down to the very bottom, lower part of the ribs, which we're going to work up to that. You eventually can feel expansion in the kidneys, and here you're holding the waistline, twisting left and right, and that is moving down towards the kidneys. So you're feeling the expansion of breath go all the way down there. And moving now to a stationary position. So you hold your hands up at the sides at a slight angle, lift up the rib cage, twist the little finger up. You're still in a horse riding stance, feet slightly apart. You're sinking down into a chair, keep the belly pulled in tight. Look up, stretch up, so you feel your whole body open up. Rotate the little finger up so you feel a rotation in the shoulders. Lift the ribs, expand the rib cage, but keep the belly pulled in. Breathe deeply to the back of the ribs. So you're breathing into this whole structure. As you inhale to the back of the ribs, you feel the arms open more, the hips open more, and you can move very carefully. I'm always making micro adjustments. Keep trying to feel inside your body and adjust. It's not about standing still, it's about trying to find the correct posture. And this is a posture like a particular type of aerial, an antenna that receives radio waves. So it's this particular shape, the angle of the hands, is quite interesting. It's used as an aerial to receive essentially radiation. So you can think of this as an energy posture. We're standing here like an aerial, an antenna collecting radiation, connecting radio waves, electromagnetic waves. So we can think of it. We stand in that powerful position and just feel energy around us and bringing that energy into our body, into our belly, and then we just bring it all in by twisting left and right. So we're letting go of the tension but keeping the alignment of the spine. When we do this, we're just checking there's no residual tension left. We're doing some tension work and some relaxation work. Not too much tension, just a little bit, and you've got to be very careful of the tension. It feels more like a stretch. It's not a rigid tension, it's in the joints. We're trying to open up the joints. Keep them in their right alignment, but open them up. And here again, a standing position, nice and tall, and we're moving very carefully, starting to let the hands rise up in front of our body. But this is about energy, so we're drawing energy up the legs. Feel there's energy in the ground coming up our legs, and as the hands rise up, it's helping the energy to come up through our body. You pull in the belly, expanding the chest as the hands rise up. Energy rises up inside our body. Hands come up to the shoulder level. Feel the stretch in the rib cage at the back. Even in the head, you're starting to look up and the hands start to turn up. You're drawing energy up, feeling inside the body, trying to feel the alignment. You're allowed to move, you're allowed to adjust. Energy rises up with the hands. And now above you, palms up, you feel energy shining down. A bright sun above you. Golden shining sun, shining heat down on your heart, on your hands and on the face. And right through your body, you're feeling heat radiation shining down. You feel it a hollow body. Your body is empty, and this radiation can just pass through. You're feeling the heat go right to your bones, and then slowly let your hands come down at the sides, palms down. Nice S curve in the spine, sinking into the hips, straightening up. Your shoulders are up and back, energy sinking down back to your legs. So you're feeling the energy through your whole body. Then bring your hands to your belly, and this is the center of gravity. So this is the midpoint of your body. It's a very important point. And here you collect the energy. So you're just twisting left and right around the waistline, feeling that warmth, that energy, that breath build up there in your belly. So this is the central point. It's like a battery. You've collected the energy and you're going to store it in a battery. And now we do the whole thing again with breathing. So a nice big circle. Inhale, your hands stretch up at the side, reach up to the warm sun above you. Exhale, you breathe down, sink down to the earth, into your legs. Inhale, you're drawing cool energy up from the earth, up through your body, up to the sky. As you exhale, you're drawing the warm energy of the sun down through your body. So this is fire and water. Right down to the ground, you feel your feet, you draw up water from the earth. Cool water rising up through your body. Your body is hollow. Then you feel this bright shining sun, golden sun shining heat down as you exhale down through your body. Keeping the spine in the nice alignment, the nice posture, belly pulled in, sternum tilted slightly up, the hips slightly open, both at the front and the back. And you feel yourself leaning more back than forward, but not so that you don't lean too much. You've got to keep your belly pulled in. So keep the belly pulled in nice and tight. So try and keep that posture throughout the rest of the day and as you go along. Hope you enjoyed this little workout. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.